10 years ago, almost to this exact date, I was given a gift that frankly has completely changed my life. You see, it was this book right here, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. While honestly, the book as a whole is incredible, if I'm really being honest with you here, there was specifically one line that has stuck with me ever since. Through the good times, the bad times, the successes, and certainly the losses. And I want to share that with you today. The line goes, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." I'll say that one more time because yes, it does hit that hard. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. It's different, doesn't it? When I read this line, I had to read it again, probably 5 or 6 times. Usually that happens because I don't remember what I just read, but in this case, it's because I was so captivated by it. The quote just jumped off the page. It made so much sense. In my life at that time, as I was trying to make my way through collegiate athletics and be a hooper at the next level, I was missing that why. And it was showing up. I was hitting those, how the hell do I get over this type moments? And frankly, I wasn't finding my way. So when I read it then, it resonated. And 10 years later or so, as I stand here today recording this video, it means just as much to me. Now, I'm not here to get all sentimental and shit. That's not really what this is about. What this is about though is I have a hunch, and I'm pretty freaking confident here, that quote meant so much to me because it hits at a core essence of what it is to be a human being. Not to get all philosophical and stuff here, but I think if you were to take that quote and apply it to your own golf game to really discover that why, then pretty quickly you would start to notice those how the heck do I get over this type moments really aren't so big. That resilience, your ability to bounce back, it starts to get stronger and stronger. Right? Those losses don't really mean quite as much anymore. They're opportunities to learn, yes, and then we ball them up, trash them, and we keep trucking. Right? So that's what I want to break down with you today. And I got a pretty straightforward, crystallized method that you can do exactly this. As always, I want to pause just briefly and introduce myself, especially if you're new here to the channel. My name, my friend, is Mindset Coach Trev. I'm absolutely geeked that you're here, super excited about it. If you're a golfer who's looking to get better at the game, enjoy the game more, maybe de-stress a little bit out there, and frankly, start tapping into that potential you know you got, then my friend, you are in the right place. And again, I am happy you are here. Please do us all a favor, right? Jump down below right here, right now. Let's not delay. Hit that subscribe button. All right, welcome to the fam. And while you're at it, go ahead and like this video as well. You do those 2 things, I'm going to know you're bought in, you're committed. And that way, I'll start sending you all the other tools, tips, tricks, and strategies I release. Obviously, I'm pretty sentimental when it comes to this quote, right? Me and that thing, we're pretty close. But honestly, I don't think this is just a me and the quote type thing. I think you're welcome to join the party as well. And frankly, I think you should. Here's what I mean by this. As a golfer who's literally played for literally any length of time, 1 day, 1 year, 1 decade, whatever it may be, you know, out on the course, on the driving range, wherever you might be playing the game, shoot, even putt-putt, right, miniature golf, there's gonna be rough patches. There's going to be points within that day, within that outing, where things start to go off track. When you start to find yourself in pretty difficult situations, right? Those problem-solving skills really being put to the test. Your creativity really getting tapped. Well, in those moments, our motivation, our drive, our desire, if it's not rock solid, my friend, pack it in, right? Wave the white flag. We're not getting past it. And that's why this element of things is so important. This is why this quote is so valuable. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. So when you're out there on the course and you hit those tough moments, right? When you hit those walls, when you hit those, how the heck am I going to get over this type situations? That's where we reconnect with that why, right? And when we do that, we get this nice little boost. Right? It's like playing Mario Kart and getting that little thing that used to accelerate you and get you going fast. That's what the heck I'm talking about here. So Let me stop, breaking it down. Let's get into how you actually do this. Let's get into the nuts and bolts here. And I want you walking away from this video having a clear vision of what your why is and how you can start to use it out there on the course. Let's go. Priority number one here is making sure you know why your why actually makes a difference out on the course. Right? I don't want to be one of these people just standing here talking that talk, moving their mouth, but throwing out suggestions that frankly have no basis, right? Have no foundation. So that's where we need to begin things here. If you're going to have any confidence in this, if you're going to have any faith in this, if you're actually going to believe it and believe in its impact that it can have out there on the course, we need to know where are the roots, right? What's the foundation? What's it built out of? So let's start there. And from that point, it's smooth sailing, baby. We're building it, we're taking it for a ride, and we're loving life. So let's dive in to the background. Your why, or this kind of reason for playing, reason for doing, reason for living, right? Whatever the context may be, is really just a representation of your core values, right? Those internal kind of building blocks of who you are as a person. They make up your character, your moral, your ethics, right? These are kind of these root ingredients, if you will. Right? It's holiday season here, so I'm doing some baking, right? It's those initial ingredients you throw in. It's the flour, the egg, the salt, the vanilla, the pumpkin spice, right? Whatever the heck it is. You put all of that together and boom, we get this beautiful product at the end. That's your performance out there on the course. Now, values and just knowing them and them being there is great. But the second piece of the puzzle here is that when values and actions align, we're free, baby. We're loose, right? We're more present. We're feeling authentic and genuine about what it is we're doing. That's a great feeling in life and on the course, right? When we're acting in alignment with our core values, with those most deeply rooted beliefs on what the world is about, what life is about, what the game is about. And when we act in alignment with that, right? It doesn't necessarily mean we don't make mistakes. It doesn't mean we're perfect. No. Let me not sell you some, impossible dream. But what it does mean is that when we're locked in, we're locked in. And even when we're not, right, we're optimistic, we're open, and we're willing to work our way through things. The flip side of this, the opposite is also true. When we don't act and live and play in alignment with our values, baby, it's painful. Frankly, it doesn't feel good, right? In life, we're unfulfilled. We lack meaning. We lack purpose. On the course, we lack motivation. We lack resilience because, frankly, we don't care. We're not playing for reasons that really matter to us. Right now, there's a long list of what those reasons could be. And that's a session in itself, my friend. That's a one-on-one conversation we ought to have, or you and someone ought to have to help explore what's the missing link there. So we don't want to go down that route, right? And the first step of that then, my friend, frankly, is knowing, well, what are my values? What do I care about, right? What are the building blocks of my character? And when we know that, great, good things are going to happen. Good things are going to blossom out of that. And that's what I want to work you down the path of today. Getting to the root of your values, right? Really getting to the core version of what those look like can take a little bit of work. It's almost like an onion, right? With each layer that we peel back, we get a more true and authentic version of what's really there. However, if we just do this through discussion or through personal reflection, this can take some time. The good news is there is a way to streamline this. And for that, I want to introduce you to a really special resource created by the University of Pennsylvania. The University of Pennsylvania has a unique department called the Positive Psychology Center. And a ton of the work that they do is very relevant to high performance. One questionnaire that they have on their website, free to take, is what's called the VIA Survey of Character Strengths. Now, frankly, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be real here. It is a little long, 240 questions. Yeah, rip that Band-Aid right off. That's what it is. However, if you're really serious about getting better, if you're really committed to becoming more of a resilient golfer, right, getting over those tough times a little bit easier, maybe a lot easier, then this is worth it, right? This is a little bit of an investment now for perhaps a future of completely different play. I'm going to show you a little bit of video of me working my way through this survey, sped up, of course. I know you don't want to sit there for all 240 questions. And then we're going to break down what I walked away with, right? What my results were and what that means for me as an individual and as a golfer out there on the course. First thing you're going to want to do is head on over here to the Authentic Happiness site, courtesy of the University of Pennsylvania. I've gone ahead and dropped that link in the description below. Feel free to give that a click whenever you're ready and head on over to the site. Once you're here, what we're going to want to do is navigate our way to this header or title drop down, rather, called questionnaires. When you get that drop down menu to pop up, you're going to want to come down here to the bottom right, second from the bottom here on that right column, VIA Survey of Character Strengths. Go ahead and give that puppy a click. Once you do that, you are going to be asked to either create a login if you've never been to this site before, or log in if you have, like I have personally. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here real quick. Boom. Once you do that, either create an account or log in, you will be brought to this page that is the start of the questionnaire. As noted, 240 questions. The keys here are to be honest, authentic, and accurate with your responses. Take the time you need, and then move on to the next. So I'm going to dive in. I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to speed this portion of things up so you don't have to be bored watching it. And then we'll come back together at the end of it all and go over the results. Okay, when you finish those 240 questions, you come to this page. It's your results. So once you're on the results page, let's break down what we see here. Right off the bat, you're going to have your top strength listed at the top. It's going to briefly note what that is, as well as a brief description on what that means. You'll then see your second strength, strength number 3, 4, and 5. If you want to expand this list, click right down here in the bottom left, show more. And that's going to open up strengths number 6, all the way through number 24. Right? So that's going to give you a real wide range. For most of the work I do, I like to stick to either the top 5 or the top 10. So let's scroll back up real quick and see what my personal examples of this or results of this were. So for top strength for me, answering these 240 questions with curiosity and interest in the world. Right? You're curious about everything, you are always asking questions, and you find all subjects and topics fascinating. You like exploration and discovery. Personally, I would say this is right on the money, right? This is a big fueler, a big reason that I do what I do in this work in performance psychology. Second strength, forgiveness and mercy. Now, I don't want to get too big of a head here, but I certainly like to think I try to be non-judgmental and pretty accepting of folks around me. That's pretty important to me in life. We then have strength 3, fairness, equity, justice. Strength 4, zest, enthusiasm, and energy. And strength 5, social intelligence. So once we have these, and again, feel free to go as far down this list as you would like, we want to kind of translate this, and we want to understand, these are my core values. But what does this look like in a why type structure, right? When I think about this mantra, when I think about my why for doing, for playing, for living, whatever the situation or scenario may be, we want to find a way to kind of take these core values and transfer them into a little something else. So let's take a look at how to do that. All right. Once you got those core values, the next thing we want to do is hop on over to your favorite AI chatbot. I'm using ChatGPT here, and we're going to use those core values in conjunction with this idea of a why statement inspired by Viktor Frankl here. And we're going to use our values to create our own kind of why statement, all relevant to the game of golf. So let's take a look at how we're going to do that. We're going to start by first giving our AI a prompt, and I'm just using something super simple here. Feel free to create your own. What I've written is, I am fascinated with the quote from Viktor Frankl. Let's correct my spelling. Viktor Frankl that goes, "He who has a why to live can overcome almost any how." I want to build a why type statement for myself as a golfer. I'd like to base this statement off of the below character strengths or core values. Please use the core values to create a why statement that incorporates the values and makes them relevant to the game of golf. Again, this is just what I'm using now. I'm no AI expert. You please type in whatever you'd like. Once you have that, then, of course, we need to pull in our values. I'm just using the top 5 here. So I'm going to bring these back on over. I'm going to paste them in and I'm going to hit return. Now, what I get here is an initial output I'm not too concerned with. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's really just a bit of a starting point. So we see what ChatGPT kicks out. Here's a why statement that brings together these strengths and aligns them with our journey, your journey as a golfer. My purpose as a golfer is to explore the game with curiosity and a sense of discovery, always seeking to learn something new about myself, my skills, and the course. I believe in approaching every round and every challenge with energy and enthusiasm, seeking each shot as part of a larger journey. Commit to playing fairly, treating my competitors with respect, striving to bring integrity and justice into every game. No matter the outcome, I practice forgiveness and patience towards myself and others, knowing that each round offers a fresh start. Golf for me is a balance of competition and connection, where I can grow in skill and social understanding, both on and off the course. I'd say this is pretty accurate. This is pretty great for a first try. The only real issue here is it's too long, right? This is a wonderful paragraph, but it's a paragraph. I can't do much with this. I'm not going to remember this out on the course. So, in order to take things one step further, we want to condense this down. So I'm going to give ChatGPT here a new prompt. Boom. Again, something simple, not too complex. You put in there whatever you feel is appropriate. This is just a general sense of things. Let's hit enter and see what we get. Boom. Output number 1. Play with curiosity, fairness, energy, and forgiveness. Every shot is a chance to grow, right? Frankly, as I look at that, I might honestly just boil that down to every shot is a chance to grow. Every shot is a chance to grow. Right? What a wonderful reminder. So when I find myself out there in a tough situation, maybe, I've got a fried egg in the bunker, or I'm in the thick stuff in the rough, maybe I'm edges away or inches away rather from a wall or a tree trunk, and I'm feeling the frustration there. In a moment like that, I can reconnect with this why, right? This representation of my core values. Every shot is a chance to grow. It can be a powerful tool. And let's not just stop there, right? Let's be honest with ourselves. Maybe you get this first version and you're like, that's great, but I'm not sure I really love it. Well, of course, use ChatGPT here. Use AI as your friend, as your counter partner in thought. Maybe we give them one final prompt. Boom. Again, easy, simple, pulling in that one aspect of things I really like. Let's see what we got. Stay curious, play fair, bring energy. Each shot is a step forward. Embrace the game with heart and purpose. Heart and purpose. Every shot grows me. Not sure I love that part, but heart and purpose. I really love that, right? So maybe I even end up creating my own. Heart and purpose. Every shot is a chance to grow. It's really what I'm all about, right? Heart, we're there because we're passionate, we love it, we're having fun, we're socializing. Purpose, because we're doing things with intention. And then finally remembering every shot is a chance to grow, right? So there's a million different ways you can take this, and you can truly make it your own. The key there is that you do make it your own, right? You do a little bit of this work, you have a little fun, you get creative, and you build something that really sticks with you. Once you have your options down, once maybe you've started to center in on some sort of mantra, some sort of representation of your why that really feels right, well, great. The next step is to package it up, right? Find some sort of way that you can take this why, bring it out with you on the course so that you can guarantee you'll see it time and time again. Right? That's what we really want here. It's great to acknowledge it. It's great to understand it and say, this is what it's going to be. But we need to take things one step further if we really want this to be useful. right? We want to build that muscle. And the only way we build that muscle is by getting the reps, by seeing that mantra, seeing that why statement again, again, and again. You're going to have a few different options when it comes to how you take this clear mantra type why out onto the course with you. This is a great time to tap into your creativity and really let your mind run with imagination. Right? There's a various amount of ways that you can take this why, this mantra, and package it into something that really gets you thinking when you're out there on the course. And please, 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 don't tell me you're not creative, because honestly, as a golfer, you gotta be, right? That is part of the game. You gotta find creative ways to work through and out of difficult situations. So here's just another opportunity to strengthen that muscle. A few of my personal kind of favorite and honestly straightforward, simple ways of taking your why, that mantra, out on the course with you is to perhaps write a little note or a little word or two, a little phrase on your glove, right? Maybe make a bag tag, right? Lots of ways to customize those these days. Maybe write it on your yardage book or on your scorecard. Right? Somewhere that you're looking often and that each time you look at, it's going to stimulate that memory. It's going to reconnect with that idea and allow us to come back to our why and tap into that true resilience that we have been developing. Now, honestly, if you want to take that a step further, please get creative. Right? I've seen people stitch a little something into their hat, perhaps, right? Especially the back of it, maybe. I've seen people, leave a little note in their bag, right? Maybe put a note on your ball. I don't care. That one's up to you there, folks, right? However you want to get it done is great. The key here, the most important part, is that it's unique, custom, and it kind of connects with you, right? Again, I've said this before, cookie cutter approaches don't work with this type of stuff. We can take a general idea to begin, but then we want to get creative there, right? We want to iterate on that and make it unique to us. Made pretty good progress here, right? We've talked about the history, where this idea comes from. We've talked about its building blocks and how you can personally start to find those out. And then we've devised a way to take those different elements and bring them together into a nice, sticky, catchy little phrase, mantra, word, whatever it may be for you, so that we can easily remember it. And then most recently, we took that idea and we found some sort of creative way to take that out on the course with us, right? So that we're actually seeing it. Now, we've done about 99% of the work here, but to be quite frank, if you want to be a champion, maybe it's about finishing that last 1%. And that's what these final 60 seconds of this video are all about. The final step here is to preview the situations, the moments, the experiences, especially the common ones that we tend to run into frequently, where we're going to need to put this tool in action, right? For example, for myself, I got a bad tendency of slicing it. So whenever that happens, frankly, I get pretty frustrated, right? I know I've done it in the past. I have this narrative in my mind that I can't quite get rid of, that it's going to continue to happen in the future. So, though I work with that every once in a while, it happens. When it does, that is like the most surefire way of getting myself incredibly frustrated and a little pissed off. So, I know those situations come up. I then know those are going to be the type of moments I want to reconnect with this why. Right? If my why is to have fun, enjoy the day, socialize, be with good people in beautiful nature, then why the heck does it really matter if I slice it that bad? Great, I gotta go check out the trees. I got an up close look, right? Getting real and personal with Mother Nature out there. Isn't that why I wanted to play? Right now, it's not that straightforward. It's not that goofy for everybody, right? But you get the point here. We need to preview these situations. We need to know these moments so that when we get out there, we're not shook. We're not taken back, right? We're not caught off guard. Okay, I've thought about this. I've prepared. When I hit these types of moments of adversity, I know what to turn to. I turn to my why. I reconnect with what the heck my purpose here even is, and then I get present and I get to action. That's the final step. That's the 1% that please do, because if you don't, it's great that we have these tools, but we won't think about bringing them out. Right? Maybe here and there, sure, we remember, but when we really need it, when those simulations, those moments, those situations with history hit us, those are going to be the tough ones to work through. Now, let's hit the pause button for just one moment because, my friend, we have reviewed a lot here today. right? We've been watering the grass for a moment and it's time to just let it all soak in. Where we started today was with that brilliant quote from Viktor Frankl in his book, Man's Search for Meaning, written in 1946. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. We took that quote, right, and we brought that, we went under the hood on it, if you know what I mean, right? We started breaking it down, looking at its nuts and bolts just a little bit, right? Understanding, well, what really is our why? Well, we understood that that's built up of our core values, right? Those internal building blocks that make us up as a human. And side note, as we grow, those are going to change. Those are going to evolve. That's A-okay. What they were 10 years ago probably ain't what they are today. The most important part is that we know what they are today because we can use those, especially out on the golf course. So I recommended using that VAI survey of character strengths from the University of Pennsylvania. You can jump down in the description below, click that little link. It'll take you right there to it, right? Make a quick little account, start answering. When you're done with that, you're going to get your results. I suggest take the top 10 and work those down to, what they really mean for you, what they look like out on the golf course. Once you know that, great. Let's just package it up. Let's break it down to something, a short little sentence, phrase, mantra that summarizes the gist of those top 10. And then let's find a way to bring it onto the course. Maybe we write that on our glove, right? Maybe we draw a little smiley face on the ball. I don't know, whatever it is that symbolizes and reminds you of that why. And lastly, that 1% that 99% of people won't do, preview the situations that you're going to use these things. Right? Know before you even go out there, what are the moments I may want to pull this out of my back pocket and remind myself, reconnect with my why, right? The more prepared you are there, the better you'll be able to handle the moment then. Whew. That is a lot. If you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, ideas, trash you want to talk, please drop it in the comments below. I'm ready to chat. Let's go back and forth. Have a brilliant day. Mindset Coach Trev out of here.